It's the way Singapore wakes up.
Wake up,
Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
wake up in the morning feeling like
Kiss 92's Big Show.
And this morning we don't have Glenn with us. He's actually in a taxi on the way to the airport as he flies off to Hong Kong. So we wish him safe travels. But it is Angel and the Flying Dutchman, and it is Therapy Tuesday. Show goes on as it always does.
Yeah.
And of course we have Dr Geraldine Tan back in the +6'5" after being away for so long. How were your holidays?
Yes, it was very cold. Okinawa wasn't so cold. It was like aircon, right?
Right.
But Seoul was minus degrees. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
We've been
It was
hearing news come out of there like
crazy.
-18, -20.
Yes, but it's starting to warm up a little bit. So we were treated to a beautiful Christmas morning yesterday with snow falling outside the window when I woke up this yesterday morning.
How
Christmas
beautiful.
morning.
How
I know,
lovely.
magical, very, very magical.
Nice.
Yes, but I'm back in Singapore, which is very warm.
It is. It
well,
is.
16 days in the cold. You're going to take a couple of days to get used to the heat again.
For sure. And to be fair, I mean, Singapore has been fairly cool in our standards over the past few days, but anything coming back from minus anything would be hot.
Yeah, I'd be very
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So last week I wasn't here, and I hear you all had a bit of a fun time talking about the 3 S's and the 2 C's. So FD caught me up on what the 3 S's and 2 C's are.
Yes.
And I believe that
Yes.
you gave everyone homework, Dr. Jerry.
I did,
Yes.
and I tried to do the homework too, but it was more difficult than I thought
Really?
it was. Yeah, I gave everybody the homework. I have to do it right, and then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went, oh my goodness, it's tough. So I'm grateful for everyone that have tried it.
You know, I was looking at it this morning, the 3 S's and the 2 C's. Basically, start, stop, suspend, continue, and change. And since I got the description of these letters maybe 45 minutes ago, I've perhaps changed not each one, a couple of them, a couple of times. So I
Yeah.
feel that as I go through my year, I will be maybe modifying it as well, because maybe I've completed something and I'm okay on that journey, and I want to try starting something else.
Are these C's and S's something we can change and evolve through the year?
Of course. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a check-in every quarterly. I think last year I said it, but I didn't put it in my calendar and I forgot to check in with everyone. So now I'm going to check in. We're going to do quarterly goals. Quarter, because it just gives you a bit more time for 3 months, 12 weeks. You get to think about it a little bit more. You get to procrastinate a little bit. And then, and then you get a little like nudge, right? At the end of the quarter to say, hey, are you there? Are you not there? Should we change it? Should we shift it? Should we park it aside? So, the quarterly goals help quite a number of people to just keep on track what they want to do throughout the year. So it's not a New Year resolution and then you just do it and then you forget about it and you go like, oh, I can't attain my weight, or I can't do this and I can't do that. So no, there's no excuses this time. We're going to do it all together.
So when you say we're going to check in every 3 months, do we have to tell you whether it's changed? Do we have to tell you what the S's and C's stand for, or can we keep it to ourselves?
You can keep it to yourself. Sometimes it's personal, so it doesn't have to be shared with everyone. But we're going to just do a nudge.
Okay, let's do some nudging and talk about our S's and our C's on the Big Show TV. That should be fun, because I don't mind sharing mine
I'll share mine.
if everybody
Okay.
else does. Right now, here is Dean Lewis with Trust Me Mate on Kiss 92. Okay, FD, you go first.
Okay, so we're talking about, I like the way she nicely pushes FD, you go first. We're talking about the 3 S's and the 2 C's. So I spent some time, and this is something that we on the show have spoken about an awful lot. One of the things I have got to start this year, and I intend to start
Next year,
is getting down to a hobby.
Oh, yes.
Something
Okay.
outside of work that can get my mind off work, whether that be work outside or work here at the studio. So that's one thing.
That's your start, is
That's
it?
my start.
Okay.
Okay. My stop, and I found that as I grow older, this has become more frequent. I need to stop being so easily hurt.
Wow, that's hard
It's
though.
tough. It's tough. It is very tough.
So that's sensitivity, isn't
And
it?
it is connected to what I want to suspend.
Okay.
So my
Okay.
stop is connected to what I want to suspend. Putting everyone before myself.
You want to suspend that.
I need to suspend that a bit and start to think of myself and where I'm going and what I need and what makes me happy.
Yes, for sure.
You know, and I
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
spend enough time.
I totally agree
Do
on
that.
all of that. I believe if you conquer the first 3 S's, you're going to be so much happier. I'm
I
not
think
saying
so.
that you're not happy.
No, I know what you're
but
saying.
you know, like internally, authentically happy.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are
So
my
I'm
3
going to-
S's.
Sure. I'm going to add in a little bit more because we often do this. We have this conceptual idea, but we don't concretize the action.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask, how are you going to find a hobby? Or how are you going to, so you say you want to start a hobby, right? How are you going to find or even like do something?
I know what I want to do.
Oh, you do?
I've just been procrastinating and I haven't done it.
Oh, you do know what you want to do.
I
Okay.
want to learn
Okay.
to paint.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to
okay.
learn
So
to
now we
paint.
have-
And I've just been procrastinating and I haven't gotten around to it.
I've got a greatest art teacher for you, actually.
that
We'll
right?
have a talk about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
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 Yeah.
Okay. So, who's gonna hold you accountable? Angel's gonna hold you
Yes.
accountable because she's got that teacher.
She's
You
got
know
the
why?
teacher.
Because my mama is so good at art and she used to give art lessons.
Oh, there you go.
So she would be the perfect person. If he doesn't turn up, I will know. See? So there you go.
There you go.
Accountability.
Accountability, right there. But I've got to say, the other 2 are a little more difficult, and I think I've got to spend more time thinking about how I'm going to stop that
Okay,
being
and
so easily
suspend
hurt.
that. Yes.
Yeah, and how to
Yes.
suspend putting everyone before myself.
It's hard though. Like
It's tough.
I'm also a very sensitive person, and words really cut through me.
They cut.
But it's very hard to say stop being so sensitive. Stop stop letting things get to you. But you just do.
Yes.
I think it's no, but it's this with me. Sometimes things are said or things are done, and it's almost a physical pain.
Oh wow.
That's what I need to stop. I mean, someone says something, it hurts your feelings. I mean,
Like
I'm
sticks
fine
and
with
stones,
that.
right?
That's sticks and stones. That'll happen. But sometimes people say things, and it's almost a physical hurt.
Like physical pain in the chest. How does one stop feeling that pain or feeling less of that pain? Does that mean that you're going to become somebody else? You know, if you
Yeah.
if you
No.
become less of you.
No, I mean, if it's dysfunctional, right? We always talk about dysfunction. If it's dysfunctional, we want to put a stop to it, right? But doesn't mean that you don't feel the emotion. So the emotions are yours. You're not going to change the person that you are, but you're just going to be a little bit more mindful about yourself, and you put, you give yourself a bit more space. I think that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
I think I have a solution. So I know that every emotion and every feeling that you feel is only your reaction to what other people do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
Yes.
if you can control that reaction and that emotion. So if I say something to you like, "Oh, you're an idiot," right?
But
you
that doesn't hurt me
no,
because
no,
I
but
know
I'm-
it's true, you
No, no.
see.
You know what I mean? Okay, if it comes from someone that you love in a fight,
Yeah, that's-
you know what I
yeah,
mean? And they say you're an
yeah.
idiot, that's gonna hurt,
That's
right?
gonna hurt.
But then you just tell yourself, no, I know I'm not. So this is gonna go just over
Yeah,
my head,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
about how you respond to situations and not the situations itself, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Jerry, I don't know. I'm not the therapist, but that's how I feel.
everybody does it differently. So, FD can find a way for himself to kind of feel, or rather react. I like how you put
react.
it, right?
Yeah.
It's a reaction, it's what you do. So, the action part, we have 100% control. The emotion part, we have no control over. So, in order to soften or cushion the emotion, we can do certain things or we can think certain things. So thoughts, we have 50% control. So that's the 0, 50, 100 that I love to use. 0%, you've got no control over your feelings. 50%, you've got control over your thoughts. 100% control over your actions.
Okay, let's talk about this on air.
Okay.
Okay.
Kiss 92 traffic.
A couple of situations to look out for as you head back into work after the long weekend. On the AYE towards the MCE after the Alexandra Road exit, a vehicle has broken down. And on the PIE towards Tuas after the Clementi Avenue 6 exit, another vehicle has stalled there. Wherever you are this Boxing Day, stay safe. Thanks so much for joining us here on The Big Show. It is Therapy Tuesday, and today we're doing a little catch-up or a little sort of follow-on from last week's session. We're talking about the 3 S's and the 2 C's with Dr. Jerry of the Therapy Room. So basically it's start, stop, suspend, continue, and change. And we were talking about how FD can be less sensitive, or less emotional when it comes to how he reacts to situations. And you were kind of bringing us through the 0, 50, 100% something.
Yes. So it's a very CBT concept where you have 0% CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay.
0% control over your feelings, 50% control over your thoughts because we have automatic thoughts coming in, and 100% control over your actions. So we can change. So typically people like to change their thoughts, and we have a lot of worksheets and exercises for you to change your thought processes. But also if you want to help yourself, where Angel was talking about the reaction, you have 100% control over your action.
Yeah, because I always live with this. I can't remember the exact saying, but it goes something like, no one can hurt you without your permission. Which is very true. And, because...
Don't allow them to.
Yeah, and I just tend to.
Then the next year, don't allow anyone to.
This is what I have to control.
But does that mean him actually verbalizing this to the person that said anything or done anything and said, don't do that?
Well, it doesn't have to be. It's just personal. It's for yourself, right? Because the other person doesn't know how much they have hurt you or how much they have not hurt you. But we feel it ourselves.
Yeah.
So, FD, what are your 2 C's?
Okay. Before I get into that, though, I've got to do this very carefully because I do have a very real fear of becoming too cold.
Okay.
You don't want to become cold.
No.
So, my 2 C's are continue to look for simplicity. Life is too complicated.
But you're quite a simple person.
But life is complicated. I've got to find a way of handling life with more simplicity.
Okay.
So
All
that
right.
is one. And change, basically not stop,
Overthinking.
but change the way I think, because I overthink.
Change the mindset.
I overthink things.
You do, though. You
I
do. Yeah.
I so overthink things. So those are my S's and my C's.
Okay. I guess it's my go. My S's, my start is to get fitter, although I have
fit
done that
already,
this year.
like
No, I'm not fit. I want to get fitter inside and out. I wanna feel 100% comfortable in my body, although people don't. But as you get older, you kind of start to love all the bits that you didn't. I want to stop swearing. I want to stop using swear words. Like in 2024, I want to see if I can go through an entire year without using a single swear word.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, whether I'm angry, whether I'm making fun of something or telling a joke, I want to see if I can do it without a swear word. That's just a personal thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like when I saw stop, I'm like, oh, stop what? And I was like, okay, stop swearing. Because at first I put stop drinking, and I'm like, no. Let's take that out. Because I saw the next S is suspend. So I want to suspend drinking for January. Until I go for my big birthday holiday in Africa. I want to stop drinking from New Year's Eve, basically.
Yeah.
Which will be the last time I like toast to the day I take off.
Yeah, because they got some good booze in
I'm
South
sure,
Africa.
yes, and it's an all-inclusive holiday as well. So I need to take advantage of that. Okay, next is continue. I can't even read my own writing. Continue something. Continue. Oh, being vegetarian. That I'm not going to change.
Okay.
And then change the frequency of seeing my family. At first, I put change my relationship with my family, but my relationship with my family is great.
It's fine,
but
yeah.
it's the frequency of seeing them. I don't see them
You don't see
often
them
enough. And really, everybody's getting older, and everyone's getting slower, and everyone's getting less this and that. So I need to increase while everything else decreases. So, okay, let's continue to talk about this on the Big Show TV. You can join us on YouTube and Facebook, Kiss 92 FM. It is 8:14 now.
Kiss 92 time check.
Yeah, so
Lovely.
those are my S's and my C's.
Did Shalini and Cheyenne do?
Okay, Cheyenne is hungover.
Cheyenne sung hungover.
Shalini is here.
I don't know whether
know.
Shalini did homework or not.
Shalini, did you?
I didn't do homework.
Terrible. You see, this one didn't do homework.
She sends the homework through, but she doesn't do it.
You know when it goes through you, you have to do it too, right?
Yeah, you're not just a messenger. Okay, right off the top of your head, if you wanted to start something next year, what would it be? Anything that you've been wanting to and procrastinating, and going to the gym is a good start. I tell you, these girls come dressed every like Tuesday or Thursday in gym gear and then never end up going to the gym.
That's because they
I
have
did it.
McDonald's in the morning first.
I did go to the gym. But I would love to do more of it because I went to the gym quite regularly last year. But this year I was just like, after
Busy.
work, all I just wanted to do is sleep.
Sleep. Yeah, no, so not getting enough
Okay.
sleep then.
Yeah.
You need to start
Okay,
getting
so
sleep.
is that change? No, is that continue, Shalini? So continue going to the gym
Yeah.
and change to sleep more.
I think I've been sleeping more. One thing I would want to change is I want to be more proactive with things in general because I feel like I'm that kind of person that procrastinates everything.
Okay,
Mm.
nice.
Okay.
Okay, so start, stop, suspend. What would you like?
Start. I actually agree with FD. I feel like all I've been doing is going to work and going home. Or going out with my friends.
Yeah.
So I actually want to find a
hobby?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
That's cool.
So that's a borrowed start.
Stop. You should stop drinking though.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you should stop
You stop.
drinking. Or start drinking.
Start drinking.
I should start telling you guys to stop drinking.
No, I'm already suspending for January. So there you go. I got dry January going. Stopping, what would you stop?
Stop procrastinating.
Okay.
And if you were to
Okay.
suspend anything?
Ooh, I'm not too sure.
Suspend is always the difficult one because
Yeah.
you know
This is like a little bit of a rest,
yeah,
you know?
it's a rest,
A
yeah.
rest period from doing something that you maybe did a lot of in 2023. You know, that maybe you can do less of for a start.
I think I would want to suspend doing too much.
Too much, yeah, because you do a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're not at work, and you try to get everything in. You do your concerts, you catch up with your friends, you go for picnics, you go for barbecues. I look at you and I get tired.
Yeah, I'm feeling the tiredness.
Yeah,
But you're only young once.
yeah, but it doesn't mean you have to do everything, right?
Yeah.
Someone should have told me that.
And look at FD now. Do you want to end up growing up like him?
hey.
Glenn's not here, so
Yeah, I noticed.
This is so funny. Okay, so we've got everyone's except Cheyenne. Cheyenne's hungover.
yeah, she's hungover. No, she's got a day off. No, but Dr. Jerry, what's yours?
What are
You're
yours?
not getting off scot free.
Yeah.
It was really, really difficult. So I want to start. So I keep saying I want to learn different things. So I don't know whether I want to learn maybe marketing or maybe like a language. Yeah, so that's start learning something. Stop my anxiety because I actually, contrary to what everybody sees, I have very high anxiety, and my nails suffer because of that. So I bite my nails. So I'm gonna try and stop biting my nails. So if you catch me, let me know.
I've got a solution to your stopping biting your nails. Get a really pretty manicure. Get a really pretty manicure. Maybe even extensions. No, you don't need to grow your nails. Have extensions or whatever. And when they're so pretty, you won't want to bite them, and that might that might slow down that. Maybe.
But I do the tick tack, so I'll like flick at it.
Oh, right.
I don't know whether it would come off or not.
I'll get you a fidget spinner. My goodness, so fiddly with your hands.
Maybe, yeah. I will try.
Okay.
But yes, that would be my stop. Perhaps to suspend some ideas, because I keep throwing ideas at my team until they cannot catch up and go like, Jerry, stop. So I'm going to suspend some of it for maybe a month or two. I'll borrow what Angel that does with the drinking. Continue. I want to continue to have fun with whatever that I'm doing and to have an adventure every day. So that's really nice to wake up to. And change. I want to change how I treat certain people, because sometimes I treat them or I invest too much in a person and I get disappointed. Sometimes I pull back too much and the other person gets disappointed or hurt. So I haven't really found the balance, but I think I want to try to change that a little bit.
To just be better. You see, as we're talking already, I've changed a couple of my things, mainly the start. Like I want to start journaling. I was very good at it for like, I'd say 7 years, because I had this 5-year journal.
Yeah.
Where you fill in everything that happens over the 5 years while covering everything that happened the year before. And then for this year, for some reason, I just stopped. So I picked it up again yesterday, the same book, obviously, because there are a lot of blank pages, and then I just put 2023, so I know that where I stopped and where I picked up. Left off, and then I did it again today. So, and I keep looking at the book, and I keep telling myself it's 15 seconds. Why do I not have the time to just input something for 15 seconds? Because it asks you a different question every day. And it's not hard to answer in a couple of words, So I want to start my journaling again.
Wonderful. So we all have that. Hopefully the listeners also do their 3 S's and 2 C's. It makes us really stop and reflect.
Yeah, for sure. But today we also have a different topic. Are we done with the 3 S's and 2 C's?
We are done, but it's also related to saying goodbye, right? Because saying goodbye is also quite difficult when we have to put an end to something.
Yeah.
Because we have to suspend, we have to stop. Even when you kind of have to continue something or change anything, there is always an ending there. Yeah. So it is tough. It's not just saying goodbye to 2023. It is, I don't know. I mean, what are your endings? Like Angel, FD, Shalini, what are endings that occur like immediately off the top of your head? What do you think of when I say endings?
This is very morbid, but when someone tells me endings, this morning I was talking to Angel about this, and I said it's not just about people, it's about ending the year. Having said that, when you talk about endings, I always think of people.
Yeah.
Losing people.
So
not
like in death or as a relationship?
Even in a relationship. Just losing people. And sometimes I think it is easier to lose someone in death than it is to lose someone in a relationship.
Yeah, because they're still around.
They're
You
still
know what I mean?
around, and you don't have, no matter what you do, you don't have the ability to
Fix it.
fix it. You know, there's just no ability to fix
Like
it.
if they're dead, you're like, oh, okay, thank goodness,
And-
I don't have to try and fix that.
And
They're
no,
gone.
and you can get closure. You can get
Yeah.
over it. You can learn to
Okay,
live with
hang
it.
on. Let's go back on air.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the CTE towards the AYE, look out after Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5's exit, a vehicle has broken down. Also on the PIE towards Tuas, after the exit to Clementi Avenue 6, look out for a broken down vehicle there as well. If you have any other news, it's 88550920. We're back on the big show with Dr. Jerry of the therapy room, and we're talking about. I know it's not a typical topic for Boxing Day, but it is about saying goodbye and closures and what kind of goodbyes there are. Because FD was talking about goodbyes to people physically.
People. Yeah. So my thought is, I tend to think that it's easier to say goodbye to someone in death than it is in a relationship. Because you know there's a certain finality about death, but in a relationship, I think a lot of us live with that sometimes unrealistic hope of that it will come back.
And unresolved issues because maybe you have no closure.
Yeah.
Maybe you're afraid to
Yes.
run into the person again. Like, what would I say or do when I see this person, right?
And I think that's a difficult goodbye. That's a very difficult goodbye.
Yeah, so the word closure is very important because if you have a kind of well-rounded ending, as they call it, you know, as the term goes, the closure makes it, makes that transition smoother. It makes it more comfortable. And I actually wanted to add with when Angel said that Boxing Day is not a very typical day. We talk about endings, but it is the right day to talk about endings because endings are also things like you end a festivity. So there's so much hype about like Christmas and Christmas Day, and it was really cute because coming back from the airport, there was a little boy that touched down in Singapore and looked out of the bridge, and when Santa won't be here because Santa only comes on snowy morning, snowy countries.
Oh dear, can you imagine his parents will have to take him every year to somewhere snowy?
Yeah, but I mean, to him, Christmas ended when the snow ended, right?
Yeah.
So that
Right.
was quite
So cute.
sad. But Boxing Day is a really lovely day where we unbox everything. It's a new beginning. It's a new opening of something where we've ended Christmas and we're opening something.
Yeah, I was just going to say because every end is the start of a new beginning, right?
Every
Yeah.
goodbye is followed by a hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes.
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 But
Yeah.
all hellos are not necessarily followed by goodbyes.
Goodbyes, yes.
Yes. Yeah, so it is a very poignant topic to talk about, but yeah, a very important one. So yeah, I'm thinking about even like performers, right? When you have rehearsals for months and months and months, and then you have that performance. And then you have to say goodbye to that performance because it is done. And you have that whole crash that comes after that if you don't have that smooth transition of closure.
So
That's why-
how do we close better then?
Yeah.
How do we say goodbye, whether it's to a person, an event, or a time in our life?
So that's when the thoughts come in, why do we find it difficult to say goodbye? Whether is it difficult? Is it awkward? Is it, I don't want it to end? Because sometimes people don't want it to end, right? So they just want it to, they want that moment to continue. So they don't say goodbye to that moment. They don't allow that ending to happen. So sometimes it happens most with someone who has passed on. They don't want that moment to end or that relationship to end. So they then perpetuate that mourning process because they assume that the person will remain in their memory forever and ever if they don't put an ending to it, which is not true. So what we want to do is to have the roundness, the completeness of the goodbye process. So it is a process that we have.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the process of saying goodbye on the Big Show TV. Here is Renee Rapp and Megan Thee Stallion with Not My Fault on Kiss 92.
You know what? It's not my fault. You're like,
Okay, I guess it's not.
It's
her
not
fault.
your fault.
So Jerry, I want to talk about this because you brought up mourning, and this is interesting because this sparked a memory of mine. When my mom passed away, I did not want to let go. Yeah, my fear was that it was simple. I would forget what she looked like.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So I didn't want to I didn't want to let go. How does that? I mean, I dealt with it over time, but it was 3 years almost, and it was painful. Is there a better way to do it?
So well, you haven't forgotten how your mom looks like.
I've made sure I haven't. I've worked at making sure I
How?
haven't. Photographs, just thinking of her and memories of instances. I make a conscious effort so that I don't forget what she looked like. And, is that the way to do it or what?
Yeah, you can. Memories are always yours and they are yours forever. So it's something that is very, very personal. And you can talk about her anytime, anywhere, any place, and you're permitted to. So sometimes it is also that you feel you haven't done something enough. You haven't completed, you haven't done everything that you can, and you want to do that one last thing. So there are times when people come in and say, but I haven't told so-and-so this. So even in a breakup, right, they say, but I want to hear the answer. They need something for the closure. But expecting it from the other person, we cannot expect. We can only do what we can from our side. So have we done everything that we can for ourselves?
Or you can also have left it on a sour note, before the person goes. You've had a fight. And then say the person, has passed away suddenly and all that. Like, how do you find closure with something like that? Is it within you? Because you can't get a response from the person who's gone.
Yeah. So yes, you cannot get a response. You should not go and seek for a response from them because who knows what they would say. So you're still, subjected to what the other person is going to say, and it still might leave you feeling very bitter or very sour, right? Yeah. So what you want is to then allow yourself to say, I have done whatever that I can in that situation, and to forgive yourself. Sometimes it's forgiving yourself. Yeah.
So it's finding peace within, and it doesn't matter what the other person says or does.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Aloysius came on our Facebook and he says, unfortunately, we can't live forever, and one day we need to say goodbye to our loved ones.
That is true.
Yes. But it's also, not about losing people. It's just also about losing a job, losing health, perhaps. And I want to give a quick shout out to my daddy, who is going for a procedure today because he's going to receive a dialysis.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
all right.
Yes. So sometimes it's losing a little bit of freedom but gaining health. So yes. So
is this his first dialysis?
He's just doing the procedure to get the tube in. I'm not
it's
sure
not
what
a
it's
continuous thing.
Not yet.
Right. Okay.
called. Yeah,
Okay.
not yet.
Well, we wish him all the best.
Yes, we all do. So that's losing health also. So for many people who are diagnosed with something, for those of us who are growing old and losing our sight, for those that
Not yet, FD. Don't fast forward to the time that you don't want to be at. I was listening to a podcast this morning about them doing these studies. I think it was in the UK with aging suits.
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll put stuff on you to show you what it's like to age.
Wow.
So basically, like a moon boot, the ones that they use when you break your foot or something, and then like a knee brace, and then weights on your back.
wow,
And then they put you in a chair and they say, okay, try and get up without holding or without sliding to the edge, which is what the older people do, right? They will slide to the edge of the seat and then sort of push their chair, push themselves up instead of propelling yourself off the seat. Or you'll hold the armrest. And they showed how it's not the age that's making them walk like that. It's the fact that, whether they're hunched or they shuffle, it's that they're trying to find the center of balance. And that's why you hunch over or you shuffle. Because you don't have that upright, I can walk and I can balance and I can run and I can do all that stuff. But the older people, they get slower because they're trying to find their center of balance. I didn't know that.
Actually, that's a very interesting goodbye, Jerry.
What? To put yourself, what?
Saying goodbye to youth and mobility.
Yeah, no, it's hard. My dad had to do that, right?
It's so difficult.
From one moment he was running around and going down and having drinks and all that. Next moment he's like has not left the house for past 6 months.
yes.
That's very hard.
How do you help someone get through that?
It's very
hard.
difficult. When I was when I do palliative care, that means people who are going through the end of life. The typical question I would ask is, what would you like to do? What would you like to try? And sometimes it's very, very difficult because they need a very sterile environment. So some of the kids, especially the kids, say, "Oh, but I want to go back home. I want to go to a theme park," and the doctors would advise against it. So we do what we can, but sometimes I will fight with the doctor and I'll say like, tell me how long does this child have left? I think if it's worth it, let's let the parents make the decision.
To go to that theme park, right? Because palliative care means there is no cure, right?
No,
there isn't.
It's just about extending the life.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. But the concern and medical professionals would be very concerned if they are out of that care, that sterile environment. Should anything happen, who is to blame? So they are very worried about taking that step.
Okay, we're going back on air for the last time.
Okay.
So much for my happy ending. So much for my happy ending.
That's quite the perfect song to be coming off what we're talking about. Avril Lavigne with My Happy Ending here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. We're with Dr. Jerry of the Therapy Room, and we're talking about endings, about goodbyes, and not necessarily to people. It could be to things or places or parts of ourselves. Or pets, or even everything. But we were just talking about children, and that was so sad about palliative care.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So we want to know that we've done everything that we can. So even for the expatriates, so I've got quite a number of expatriates at the end of the year who would leave Singapore, and as they are coming up to that date that they fly away from Singapore, we would be going through the places that they want to visit with the family, people they want to say goodbye to, food that they want to eat for the last time. Not for the last time, but they would take a break from Singapore for a long time. So the foods that they want to eat, so all the shop uncles and aunties that they want to say goodbye to, and the neighborhood that they are familiar with, because the next time they come back, it may be different again.
Yeah.
When it comes to saying goodbye, does it matter the length of time of the object or the person that you're saying goodbye to? Because like you say, for expats, they're saying goodbye to the food and the uncles and the aunties and all that. I mean, does it matter if they were here for 1 year or 10 years, or, you held on to something longer? Is any goodbye less important than the other?
The more it means to you, that means the more someone or something means to you, the longer the process of saying goodbye should be. Yeah, I mean, if you don't care for something, you wouldn't bother, right? You would just leave. But the more important it is to you, the harder it is. So the process becomes a little bit lengthier.
So it could be it could be that someone that you just clicked with, and got on like a house on fire for 3 months, and that could be more important than a relationship that you built over 10 years.
It could be, and that would require maybe a few meals together, a few activities together, and it helps the process to be a bit smoother, a bit more comfortable for both of you, or for you.
Okay, so Avril Lavigne was singing about my happy ending. How can we make all endings happy?
No, so we
no,
need to know
we cannot.
Not
Okay,
not all endings will be happy. But what you said, every ending has a new beginning. Every goodbye has a new hello. So that's something that we can hold on to, that there is always a start to something. That's why I wake up every day with your eyes filled with adventure, like just look forward to fun that is that the day brings.
Amazing. Well, as usual, we've run out of time, Dr. Jerry. We wish we had more. Any final words?
Yes, so Orson Welles says, if you want a happy ending, that depends, of course, on where you stop your story.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. Nice one.
Love that.
Nice one.
Dr. Jerry, we will see you in the new year.
Yes, we will. And we're going to start the Big Show TV together. Yay!
Yes, we are.
Awesome.
First show of the year next Tuesday. Thanks so much, Dr. Jerry. Have a great start to your 2024.
Yes, all of you too. Bye.
Take
See you
care.
next
Bye-bye.
week.
Here's
Bye-bye.
Blackpink with Shut Down.